Welcome to the video demonstration on filing a motion or multi-part motion. Today we will review how to file a motion for relief from stay and a motion for abandonment together as one pleading. Before filing this document in the system, the document must first be created and saved as a PDF file. To file this document in the CM-ECF system, let's start off by clicking on Bankruptcy. We are now viewing the Bankruptcy Events screen. To file a motion for relief and motion for abandonment, please click on Motions Applications. I will enter the case number that we will file this document in today. Once that has been entered, please click on Next. A list of available motion events will display. There are a few ways to find the event we want to use. Today, we will first do a search for a keyword in our pleading. Since we are filing a motion for relief and abandonment, we will search for relief. Once that has been entered, the system will search our list to find any events that contain the word relief. In this case, it found 3 events. We see that relief from stay is the 3rd event it found. Please click on Relief from Stay to continue. After selecting Relief from Stay, the selected event will show in our Selected Events box. We are now ready to add what we call a multi-part motion, where there is more than one relief being requested. In this case, we also want to add motion to abandon. We see that the system is now prompting us to either start typing to search for another event, or we could use the scroll bar to scroll up to the top of the event list. I'm going to use that to take us back up to the top of the list. At the top of the available events list, we see Abandon. That is the event we would like to use. To add additional items to our selected events list, you would need to hold down the Control button and then select the event. Please hold down the Control button and click on Abandon. We have now selected the Relief from Stay and Abandon events to file our pleading. We have no other events to add, so please click on Next. We are now asked if we are filing this pleading jointly with another attorney. We are not. Please click on Next. We now need to select the party on whose behalf we are filing this pleading. The system has presented us with the list of current parties for this case. Our client is Tulsa Home Mortgage and does not appear to be a party in this case, so we will need to add them as a party. To do that, click on Add Create New Party. We will now enter the name of our client. Once that is entered, please click on Search. The system has found no party in the database under that name, so we will need to create them as a new party. Please click on Create New Party. The system will retain our search and automatically place Tulsa Home Mortgage in the last name field. This field is used for last names or names of companies. We could complete the address information, but since we are entering an appearance for this party, we will want the notices to be sent to us as their attorney. So we can leave these fields blank, and we will receive any electronic notices and notices that are required to be sent via mail at the address listed in our user account. We do need to assign this party a role in this case. Please click on the down arrow by the role box. Role types are predefined in the CM-ECF system. In this case, Tulsa Home Mortgage is a creditor. Please select Creditor. We have now completed the necessary information on this party information screen and may click on Submit to continue. We are now returned to the Select a Party screen, where our client now appears as a party in the case. Please click on Next to continue. The system is now warning us that we are not yet associated to this party in the database. This is a very important step, as if we are not associated in the system, we will not receive proper notice. Please make sure this checkbox is always checked when filing items on behalf of your clients. Please click the checkbox now. And now click on Next. We are now ready to browse to find the motion that we have created and saved as a PDF file. Please click on Browse. We have successfully navigated to the folder in which our file is located. The motion for relief from stay has been selected. We would always want to verify this document is complete and ready to file by right-clicking the document and viewing it before filing. For demo purposes today, we are assuming that step is complete and will click on Open to continue. There is a fee of $176 to file a motion for relief from stay and a fee of $176 to file a motion for abandonment. If we are combining these motions as one, only one fee is due. The system is letting us know that we should now zero out the fee for the second fee being charged. So I will delete the $176 and enter 0.0. Once this has been done, please click on Next to continue. We are now asked what label we would like to add to the current event entitled Relief from Stay. We have titled our pleading as a motion, so we will leave the radio button marked as motion and click on Next. This is the same question for the abandon. Again, we have titled our document as a motion to abandon, so please leave this set as motion and click on Next. We are now being asked if our motion is filed with a Notice of Opportunity of Hearing. For more information on the Notice of Opportunity, please look at Local Rule 9013-1B. If this motion is filed with the Notice of Opportunity, we would need to type the number of days in the text box. For demo purposes today, we are going to enter 14 into the text box. Once that has been entered, please click on Next. The system is now asking if our file contains a certificate of service or a request for expedited hearing. Our document does contain a certificate of service. Please click on the checkbox for certificate of service. And now click on Next. We are now being asked if this is a corrective or amended filing. It is not. We will leave the default set to No and simply click on Next to continue. The system is now asking if we would like to refer this filing to another filing currently in the case. This is an original motion and does not need to be related to any other events already filed in the case, so please click on Next to continue. The text for our docket entry now appears. We are now able to do a few modifications to the text if we would like. To start off with, let's go through what text we currently have and then focus on the modifications. First, we see that we are filing a motion for relief from stay with a fee of $176. We then see a motion to abandon with a fee amount of $0 due. Because we have indicated we are including a notice of opportunity for hearing and objections are due within 14 days, that text also appears in our docket text. We also indicated we have included a certificate of service, and that text also shows. Finally, you will see that I have filed this on behalf of my client, Tulsa Home Mortgage. Okay, so that is what we have so far. Let's now go back to the top to see if we want to add any additional information. The first box is a drop-down box that contains a predefined list of words created by the court to further summarize what we are filing. Please click on the down arrow to see a sample of that list. The list contains items that could be added to further identify the document we are filing today. In this case, we are okay with not adding a prefix to our event and will continue without. The second box is a text box that will allow us to add any additional text to our docket event. For today's demo purposes, I am going to add some text so that we can see what it looks like in our final submission to the court. The next box we see is another drop-down box. Let's take a look at what's contained in that box. Please click on the drop-down box. We have the option of adding one of the phrases included here. Today let's add "in addition to." Please click on that now. The next box is a drop-down box that contains prefixes. This is the same as we saw for the motion for relief from stay above. We won't need to add any prefix for our motion to abandon. After our motion to abandon text, we see another text box that we could enter in more information if needed. We won't for today's purposes. At this point, everything looks good, so let's proceed by clicking on Next. We now see the final text for our filing. I want to point out that the text we typed in the text box on the previous screen now shows, and it is in italics. It also contains the "in addition to" language that we added via the drop-down box. Everything else should be the same. The system is now warning us that clicking on Next will commit this filing to the court's database, and we will have no further opportunity to modify this filing. It is also reminding us that we need to redact any personal identifiers as outlined in the Federal Bankruptcy Rules and Procedures 9037. Please review this text, and when you're ready to proceed, please click on Next. We are now presented with a pop-up screen providing a summary of the current charges due to the court. If this is your last filing of the day, you will want to pay for this fee by clicking on Pay Now. If you have more filings, you may click on Continue Filing. We have a separate video demonstration on how to pay for fees in the CMECF system that you may review. At this point, we will proceed with our filing by clicking on Continue Filing. We have now successfully filed our document with the court. The Notice of Electronic Filing, or NEF, that appears on the screen is our confirmation of filing. The NEF contains information on the time and date of the document that was filed, the case name, number, and the document number assigned to this filing. Please review the NEF to familiarize yourself with this receipt of filing. Please click on the Continue button when you're ready to proceed. This concludes our video demonstration on how to file a motion and a multi-part motion in the CM-ECF system. Please feel free to call or contact the CM-ECF Help Desk if you have any questions regarding filing in the CM-ECF system.